Hi guys, so I kind of announced, I mean not a lot of people saw it obviously, but I kind of announced that I was going to do a vlog series. The vlog series I want to do, it's going to be a tough one for me emotionally because I want to try and find my real father. This is a true story. I don't know my real dad, my biological father. Father that everybody thinks I had passed in 2013. That's my brother's father. My brother is my half-brother. Back when I was 14, my mom actually decided to tell me the truth. So up until I was 14 years old, I believed that this man that was my brother's father was my dad. Like, I genuinely believed that he was my biological father. I mean, you can believe what kind of shock that is to a 14-year-old. I cried for like 2 or 3 hours, asking her all these questions, like why he isn't my dad, and no, you're telling lies. Like he's my dad. There's no way. There's no way. The way it came up, why she finally told me the truth was because I was like, you know, Mom, I'm really hairy. Like I have really thick dark hair everywhere. Like the natural color of my eyebrows, that's the color of my hair. It's really dark. It's even darker than my mom's hair and natural hair color. And so I was like, Mom, why am I so dark? Why am I so hairy? Why do I have no facial features of dad, like Greg, and my brother's dad? And so she was like, well, do you want to know the truth? And I said, yeah, I want to know the truth. What do you mean? And that's when she told me that she just, nonchalantly says, well, Greg's not your dad. Yeah, so getting more into detail of who my real dad is, I have zero clue. I have 3 possible fathers. One of them my mom has kind of a little bit of information on. Supposedly his name is Ray, but Ray is usually a nickname for men, so nobody's really named Ray. It's like Raymond or Ronaldo or, whatever, but she believes that I'm half Mexican. So I've gotten an ancestry DNA test. I'm 74% Hungarian, and only 5% of me is Spanish. So like straight from Spain. Like I'm 5% of that. The rest of it's all like German and only a really small part of German, but Scandinavian and Greek and all this other crazy stuff. So that's what I'm made up of. But anyways, my dad's clearly, I mean, he might be a little bit Spanish or Mexican or whatever, but she believes it's this guy named Ray. Back to that. So she believes this guy named Ray, and apparently he was in the Navy, and he is tall, dark, and handsome, and he is married or was married and had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And when my mom told him that he was pregnant, or she was pregnant with me, that she was pregnant with me, he said to leave him alone and never talk to him again. He has his own family and he doesn't want to deal with my mother or whatever. She was supposed to have like a 2-week fling or a 3-week fling, whatever. And they dated for a little bit. Apparently they met at the bar. Like, I live in Wisconsin, so there's this little tiny cities, and one of the cities is South Milwaukee, and there's a bar there called Spirits, and apparently they met there and dated, on they went on a couple dates, which I doubt. It was probably just a one-night stand, to be honest, knowing my mother. So yeah, I guess she still remembered where he lived. So I actually went there like yesterday, 2 days ago. I took my daughter and Adam to go see this place that he lived at, and I asked because my grandma Sue knows most about it, I guess, because my mom was apparently really secretive. I've been asking her childhood friends and nobody seems to know anything, so I don't know what's really going on. Hopefully it's not like this crazy story of like, oh, my family, one of my family members is my father or some shit. Like, I hope to God not. But anyways, so I actually went down where he supposedly lived at the time, and I got the address, and I'm gonna call the apartment manager and see if they can I know that there's like confidentiality and stuff like that, but I'm gonna see like if I tell my story, like they could help me out somewhat. But I doubt it, but we'll see. If it's a dead end, whatever. I've gone this long without knowing my real dad, whatever. I just want to know, But anyways, so his house is in St. Francis, which is another little city here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Supposedly it's Milwaukee, or in St. Francis is where he used to live back in 1992 when I was conceived. So we went down there and checked it out, and I got the number, like I said. So I'll call and see about that, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have a good chance. I mean, I don't want anything from him. I just, maybe like medical records, just so I know like what I have, like a history of like, you know, whatever he might have, so I can know for Sophia's sake. I just want to see him. I just want to know who he is. I want to know what the other part of me is, you know. It's like, it's weird. Like, Adam doesn't get it because he knows both of his parents. A lot of people know both of their parents. Even one of my best friends, Jordan, she just found out who her biological father is, and she now has a sister that was her best friend. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy world out there, but I have zero clue. Like, I don't think I'll ever have a clue of who he really is. And I really want to. I want to figure it out. My feelings on it are kind of mixed. Like, I just don't understand how my mother, for the lack of better words, is a drug addict, okay? So, I mean, most of everybody who knows me, including my family and Adam's family, knows this. It's no surprise. So, it's no secret. She says she can't remember. She can't remember his last name because it was she said it was because, you know, it was a quick fling. Like, she never really got his last name and, you know, whatever. But supposedly my Aunt Dawn, which is her sister, was friends with one of her best friends back then named Amy. I don't know what her last name is or who she is, but apparently she still knows her to this day, and she still talks to all the guys that they used to hang out with back then. So hopefully I get a lead somewhere. Look at me, I sound like a detective. I need to know, you know. I need to know. I don't want to die without knowing who my biological father is. It'd be nice to know who my father figure should have been. I doubt he's going to be this great guy. I mean, even if he was a guy in the Navy, who she says he is, which I doubt. I highly doubt it. But even if it was him, he's still a piece of shit because he said he didn't want anything to do with her. You know what I mean? Like, he told her to abort me, and so did my grandfather, who was the only really father figure in my life. I mean, on and off, I never really had a father figure in my life. It's kind of odd, to be honest. It feels weird sometimes. Like, people talk about how they do stuff with their dads. They have such a great connection with their dads, and I'm just like, cool. Like, what do you like? That's awesome. And then, of course, I get depressed and sad. Like, I get really jealous of people who have fathers. Like, seriously, I get really jealous of it. I don't really want to cry. I don't think I'll cry because I don't really have a connection to him, you know. I had a connection to Greg. I had a connection to him, and we were actually really close when he was around. I mean, he was also a drug addict and also a jailbird. So, I mean, whenever he was around, you know, we were kind of BFFs. You know, we were inseparable when he was around, like I said. It's just insane to think somebody is your father or your mother and then just have them not be. And it just be this whole big family secret. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, let's keep it from Danae. It was my entire family on both sides. The Dobersteins, the LeBeaus, everybody knew. All our friends knew. My brother knew. He overheard a conversation when we were really, really small, and he was like, "You're not my sister. You're not my sister." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Oh, you're Chinese. You know, he was just making stuff up because he was small." But he was like, your dad isn't my dad. I heard Mom talking to, I think it was like my grandma Sue or somebody, and my mom later admitted, like when I was older, after I knew, she later admitted that was true. Like, he did overhear that. Like, that was most likely a conversation he overheard. But I'm probably really mentally fucked up from it. Messed up from it. All I know is I don't have a biological father. Well, I mean, I do. I just don't know who he is. And I want to know. So hopefully this video can surface and be on YouTube and the internet, and I'm going to share it, and hopefully my family and friends will share it, so that way maybe by some small itty bitty chance he might see it. And I can connect with him and see my half brothers and sisters. And to be honest, I think even if I like found who he was, like let's say I saw a picture, like his Facebook profile or something like that along those lines, I think I would just look at it and be like, okay, like now I know. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to meet you. I don't need to come say hi and like tell you how you're my dad. Like, especially if you didn't want me in the first place, you didn't want anything to do with my mom. Like, I'm sure you don't want anything to do with me now at 24, you know. So, by the way, that's another thing that should probably be on the video. I was born June of 93. It's just, I don't know, I feel a lot of angst towards my mom. Like, my whole family knew. My whole family. And my mom told everybody, too. She's like, if you ever tell her that Greg isn't her father, I'm going to disown you guys and you'll never see her again. Like, I'm going to keep her from you. Like, and everybody was afraid of that because they wanted me around, obviously. You know, I was the first grandchild. I just don't understand how everyone kept it a secret. Like, I would talk about my dad, and I would talk about my dad, and my dad as in Greg. And everybody would be like, oh, yeah, you know, play along with it. They would play along with the story about how he's my father. And just, how can you all lie to me like that? But then again, in recent years, my family, more as I get older, more and more secrets surface. And more lies surface. And I'm almost done with my family, to be honest. With the childhood I've had, I'm pretty tough. I'd say, especially with like emotional things. Like, I don't really cry unless it comes to like Sophia or anything to do with her or like my grandmother, but or Adam. But like anybody else, like I kind of expect it. I expect the bullshit to come my way because I've never had good luck in my life. I mean, it seems like I do, but I've made that luck. I've made myself who I am today. Like, I could have gone down the path of my mother and my brother, and I probably wouldn't even be alive today, to be honest. Alright, now that I'm all depressed, I will see you all in my next vlog. I'll probably upload this one. I'm gonna upload this one tonight or tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna have another vlog up the next day. I have a couple other things I want to film, but yeah, keep an eye out, because I'm sure I'm not the only one interested in this story. So, yeah. Comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and I will see you in my next vlog. Bye.